There was a renaissance on Harlem. They were trying to solve a problem with the voice of black folks for whatever price it costs. You're just staring at me.
Yes, I'm excited.
So this week we're talking about the Harlem Renaissance. I did a comic with this artist, Marcus Kwame Anderson. And I did it for the Pop Culture Classroom for Black History Month. But they put out educational comics every month, which are free for people to download. But yeah, it was Harlem Renaissance, and it's a really big topic, and I had to try to distill it down to like 4 pages. Cool thing about working with Marcus is he illustrated David Walker's book about the Black Panther Party, which got him an Eisner Award. That's like the Grammys, the Grammys for comic books.
Okay.
Yeah. 2017, when I first was doing my first graphic novel for Brain Metronome, I was doing a Kickstarter for it. And Marcus had me on his podcast to talk about my book. Like, he didn't know me, I wasn't famous, he was just generous, so I really appreciate that. So it's cool that we get to work on this book.
Yay!
Or this story. The trick with history comics is to try to make them interesting. Yeah, so it's coming out this week, in fact, so it's going to be a free download on the Pop Culture Classroom's website.
Yay!
Yeah.
Well, great job. I know, because I read it. And so, it is a lot of information to get down in 4 pages.
Yeah.
Like, what is that like?
It's hard, especially something as big as the Harlem Renaissance, because it, think about like if all the greatest artists of right now decided to get together and do something. That's how it was with the Harlem Renaissance. So basically, if you're writing something like that, the key is not to get like caught up in trying to represent it all. I just recognize I'm trying to give people a taste of it so that they can go a little deeper with it. And then, there's a lot of research you can do from there.
That's what's up. It's really interesting because, as you know, I went to a play tonight.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to shout out Emancipation Theater.
You
got that, okay? So, he did a play on Bobby Trombone, who's like from that time.
Okay.
So it's just really interesting that we're doing this comic tonight.
Right.
After I just watched something about other musicians from that time. And it's so full of life and information,
Yeah, it really is. So I should mention that when people download this, they'll get a copy of my script, so they'll see what the script was like and how Marcus interpreted it. You'll also see Marcus's rough drawings. Because people, with comic books, you probably know this by now from talking to me, but for people here who don't know, when an artist is doing comics, they usually do like rough sketches that they call thumbnails, so that if there need to be any changes, those can be identified at that stage. Because it's a lot more work if somebody goes to like fully colored pages to go back and change things. So Marcus's thumbnails are in there, my script is in there so people can see the process stuff. There's also a teaching guide. I'll read just a little bit from it. So roommates who are kind of discussing how Black culture is portrayed nowadays. After World War I, around 1918, between all the lynchings and Jim Crow laws, Black people in the South had enough and started moving north to other cities in droves. Droves, though? Droves? Who actually talks like that? It was called the Great Migration. Over 175,000 Black folks ended up right here in Harlem, even though it's only about 3 square miles. Yo, that's crazy. Right? And with so many Black folks there, lots of incredible Black art was created, from music to sculpture to film. Most of that was guided by Black leaders like W.E.B. Du Bois, who founded a writers guild called Grigwa. They were pushing for social change through radical Black arts, and they called it the New Negro Movement. You guys can download it, like I said. It's on Pop Culture Classroom's website. You'll get the comic for free. You'll get a teaching guide. You'll get my script. You'll get Marcus's original thumbnails. And shout out to Marcus Kwame Anderson for working with me on it. And for Matt Slater, who is the person at Pop Culture Classroom who brings us all together. Thank you for making it happen.
Yeah. Thanks.
Hey! Harlem Renaissance. Yeah! There was a renaissance on Harlem. They were trying to solve a problem with the voice of Black folks for whatever price it costs. Whatever awesome Like the boys with the noise had to make a proper choice just for lifting up the voice of black folks created noise. They got on a ship and started to say ahoy. Like the chips, when they take a dip, that's the way it is with different type relationships.
Harlem Renaissance, we got all the people, got what you want. Come on in and sing all the songs. Harlem